Another one is, how do we feel about the twist reveal? Because every movie in this series has had a big twist reveal. And here it turns out that Charlie is the lost Vanderberg brother. And he is the one who has been faking the invitation from the Eye in the first place in order to get all the horsemen out of hiding and out of retirement to do this job so that he can be in the position to take over the company from his sister who thinks she killed him.
There wasn't really any foreshadowing or hints that that was going to happen. The ending didn't do nothing for me. I was pretty confused.
We don't know how he survived the car wreck, and we don't know how he got to the US. I think it said that he's been in and out of foster care, but he's not American. So it does not quite hold up, but I think there's maybe ways to make it work. Maybe he got adopted by an American family or something like that. I don't know. The bigger problem I have with all of this is how it comes out of nowhere. I think there's a brother mentioned once at some point, but I don't think it's like there's not a big deal made out of the fact that she killed her half brother out of anger. Ultimately, she killed the nanny because she was angry with her father for having cheated on her mother, and her mother then killed herself. And so she killed the nanny out of revenge. And apparently, her half brother was also in the car. Right? That's apparently what happened. If it's mentioned at all, it's mentioned very briefly that there even was a brother. And apparently they knew each other well enough that she taught him that magic trick that she learned to impress her father and never got any recognition for it. But she taught it to her half brother, who was like, why would they even live in the same house? Why would they even know each other? And then that led him on a path to being a lifelong fan of magic, because his evil half sister, who despised his existence, taught him a magic trick. What? Like, if you're gonna make that make sense, you have to do a lot more work to actually get all the pieces together. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually make sense, aside from being really boring storytelling, because at no point was I invested in there being a brother or the brother seeking revenge. What if we had known that this brother existed and that is who was blackmailing her, and everybody thinks that's a different person than Charlie, and then it kind of turns out it's the same person? But why is that even interesting? Like, why is it even interesting that he tricked the horsemen into going on this mission thinking it comes from the Eye? And does the Eye not have anything to say about this? Are they not protecting their reputation by going after anybody who pretends to be them or issues false missions? None of this makes any kind of sense, and the part that makes sense is not interesting. Each of these movies has had their big twist in the end, and none of them have ever made any kind of sense. But I thought this kind of took the cake. And then everybody is kind of just fine with being manipulated in this family feud. Maybe this should have been one of those things where we find out at the 50% mark, and then the horsemen have to decide whether or not to keep helping Charlie. Something like that.